It seems there's a lot of confusion out there about Roth IRAs or traditional IRAs, and which one maybe you should be contributing to throughout your working career, whether you're age 30 or whether you're age 60. You're gonna wanna watch this video. We're gonna tell you the differences between the two accounts. Hi everyone, Logan Sadler here. Thanks for stopping by the Financial Beat YouTube channel. We're gonna touch on Roth IRAs, traditional IRAs, and if you haven't already, go ahead and click subscribe and check out some of our other videos we've done and are gonna continue to do throughout these coming weeks. Now on this video, we're gonna touch on traditional IRAs versus Roth IRAs. Which one's better? It really depends on who you ask. I think both of them have a lot of power when it comes to retirement planning, and that's why we're gonna talk about them today, because obviously as a financial advisor, I deal with people all the time that are either starting these accounts or have had these accounts for years, and they're really, you're able to see a lot of the benefits of each of them. So we're gonna talk about those. Really what it comes down to is let's talk about the differences between the two. Let's talk about the Roth IRA. The Roth IRA, you can put $6,000 if you're under age 50. You can put $6,000 per year away into the Roth IRA. How it works is you don't get any tax breaks on it right now. You don't do the Roth IRA to benefit you at this time. What the Roth IRA is for, as long as it's funded for 5 years and you're over the age of 59 and a half, any money in that account and any growth on that account is now 100% tax free. That is the true beauty of a Roth IRA. So any money put into the account, if you follow the rules I just said, grows 100% tax free and becomes really a heck of a resource for our clients when we're planning for retirement. Now on the flip side, when we start to draw income out of these accounts, it comes out, if done correctly, 100% tax free. Now the traditional IRA works the same way, meaning you can put up to $6,000 per year if you're under age 50. If you're over age 50, you can do $7,000 to both of these accounts. And how it works is you do get a tax break on it now. So if you put $6,000 a year away, you get a deduction on that, and now that money goes in there, have not been taxed yet. The problem with that is, if you're not aware of it, is at the end of that time frame, so when you're over 59 and a half, that money is now 100% taxable upon withdrawal. So again, it grows tax deferred, it multiplies quite nice. I actually ran you guys a little illustration I want to pop up here. If you're 30 years old and you put away $500 per month till age 65 and an average of 7% return, let's say, for illustration purposes, it showed you'd have a pretty hefty amount put away in a tax deferred product. So there is still advantages to that. You just have to know that when you're withdrawing that money now, it's going to be 100% taxable. So you want to make sure that we're aware of the taxable events down the road, and make sure you're doing some other tax planning, maybe life insurance, maybe some other taxable tax advantage investments out there to make sure we're putting ourselves in a good situation. I always get this question. They say, Logan, why do more people have traditional IRAs versus Roth IRAs? That must mean Roth IRAs might not be as good, right? Well, not necessarily. Roth IRAs are a lot newer. Roth IRAs have only been around since 1997, so they are a newer investment vehicle out there for people. They are a great investment vehicle for people. If you qualify and want to contribute to a Roth IRA, it is a great avenue to go with. What I mean by qualify for a Roth IRA, one of the other biggest differences is if you are a high income earner, you might not qualify for a Roth IRA. What I mean by that is if you are a single individual and you make over $144,000 in 2022, you then would have, you would not be eligible to contribute to your Roth IRA. So how it works essentially is if you're over that limit, you can't contribute as a single person. If you're over that limit and you're a married person, the limit now is $214,000 per year of earned income in 2022. So you want to make sure you fall in those income limits. If done so correctly, then you can contribute directly to the Roth IRA. If not, there's some other advanced planning techniques out there where if you're one of those people watching this video saying, hey, Logan, you know what, I have an IRA, but I also like the advantages of the Roth IRA. How can I do that? There is some other advanced planning techniques like a backdoor Roth or Roth conversions that we'll touch on here in some other videos, but those are some other ways to get into the Roth IRA. But essentially, they're both very similar from that standpoint of how they work, the fundamentals. The Roth IRA and the traditional IRA could be invested in annuities, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, anything it could be invested in. The account type is the Roth IRA or traditional. Basically just means the tax status of that account upon withdrawal. Okay, so you want to make sure you understand the difference of those. Picking between which one's the right one and which one's the wrong one, I always tell people there's no wrong one. Just getting started in any type of an account is better than not starting. But where a lot of what we do with our clients, most of our clients are approaching retirement, and we do a lot of retirement income planning and tax planning. And knowing that a lot of people aren't aware that their pension's probably taxable. Their Social Security might be taxable if not done correctly. And now they have a whole bunch of money in an IRA that's taxable. So you want to make sure you're structuring some tax relief down the road, which is where the Roth IRA might fit. And you want to also make sure you're taking advantage of current tax rates. A lot of you don't know that if you are close to an income threshold between maybe, let's say, going from the 12% tax bracket to 22% tax bracket, sometimes contributing to that traditional IRA might knock you down on the lower tax bracket. So it might make a lot of sense. So you really want to make sure when you're deciding which account to choose from and what investments to put in that account, that you're meeting with a qualified investment, a person that you trust, an investment planner that you trust, and make sure that you're getting the right advice on which one to use. So again, a lot to unfold there, a lot that we packed in that video. Hopefully you guys found that informational. And if you'd like to take a deep dive into Roth conversions or Roth IRAs, traditional IRAs, as always, we're here for you and would love to answer any questions you have. If you haven't already, click subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you guys next week on the next video. See you guys soon. Thanks.